The Korean War, which lasted from 1950 to 1953, was a significant conflict that arose from the geopolitical tensions of the post-World War II era. It began when North Korea, supported by the Soviet Union and China, launched a surprise invasion of South Korea, which was aided by the United Nations, primarily led by the United States. The war can be traced back to the division of Korea following World War II. The Korean peninsula had been under Japanese colonial rule, but after Japan's surrender in 1945, the peninsula was divided along the 38th parallel. The North came under Soviet influence and established a communist government, while the South aligned with the United States and embraced a capitalist system. The North Korean invasion in June 1950 caught the South by surprise, and they quickly requested assistance from the United Nations. The UN, led by the United States, intervened to repel the North Korean forces and restore stability in the region. The conflict soon escalated into a full-scale war as both sides launched offensives and counteroffensives. The Korean War became a proxy war between the United States and the Soviet Union, with China also becoming involved. The conflict saw intense fighting, with battles shifting back and forth across the Korean peninsula. Notably, the Battle of Incheon and the subsequent UN counteroffensive led by General Douglas MacArthur turned the tide in favor of the UN forces and pushed the North Koreans back. However, the war took a dramatic turn when China intervened in late 1950, sending its troops to support North Korea. The conflict then became a stalemate, with the front lines roughly stabilizing near the 38th parallel. The war continued for 2 more years, marked by brutal trench warfare, heavy casualties, and devastating air bombardments. The Armistice Agreement was finally signed in July 1953, establishing a ceasefire and creating the demilitarized zone that still exists today. The war resulted in a status quo, with no significant territorial changes. The division between North and South Korea remained, and the war's unresolved nature created ongoing tensions on the Korean peninsula. The Korean War had profound implications for global geopolitics. It solidified the division between North and South Korea, leading to decades of tension and occasional military clashes. It also reaffirmed the United States' commitment to containing communism and defending its allies in East Asia. In conclusion, the Korean War was a significant conflict that emerged from the post-World War II division of Korea. It was a proxy war between the United States and the Soviet Union and resulted in a stalemate, which persists to this day. The war had far-reaching consequences for the Korean peninsula and the broader Cold War dynamics, shaping the geopolitical landscape of East Asia.